What's up, guys? Welcome back. This would be video 2, I guess, part 2 of the Android install in the gs300. Just to catch you up, it's the following weekend since I can only work on the car on the weekends. And like I said last time, we had the bad catalytic converter on the car. I did receive the new one that I bought off of eBay. That is California Carb Legal. I only paid about $350, $400 for it, something like that. So yeah, took the car this morning, got it swagged, and bam, passed. So yeah, now the car's passed. Took the paperwork to my local DMV place. Got the car finally registered, so it is legally on the road now, drivable. So time to get that TV that we're talking about, that Android screen, connected so we can actually get some music in here as we drive. For those that need to catch up, look for part 1. Basically, this is what we're going to work on. So on the last video, what we ended up doing, we ended up taking out the stock radio. I showed you guys how I did it. Well, so you know, a description of how I did it, how I put this one on there, and now we're gonna wire it up. I'm gonna show you guys how to wire it into this car. It does wire up like a regular car radio, but you know, on a gs300 it's a little bit different because you have that that amplifier. Yeah, so you have that amplifier that sits, I believe, either down here or on the kick panel. And so yeah, so I'm going to show you guys exactly what wires we need to tap into, what do we need to remove to get to, you know, what do we need to remove to access it, and you know, we'll go from there. You know, it's pretty easy. I'll walk you through it. Use this as a reference. I'm doing this. I've done it on my other car. I'll do it again on this one. I'm sure I can do it. I already done it before, like I said. But use this as a guide to help you. If you can install a radio on any car, I'm pretty sure, I mean, if you have, you know, just basic wiring, 12-volt wiring, I wouldn't say knowledge, this should be a no-brainer for you. So let's get started. All right, so we need to remove the glove box first of all. Glove box, let's see here. All right, so it's just these stops up here, and then I'm sure there's some bolts in the bottom maybe. Let's get down under here and let's have a peek. Alright, so let's remove this cover, this lower cover. This lower cover just pulls down. Has some clips. Remember that part? Yeah, got some leaves down here for whatever reason. That's weird. Yeah, so we got a 10 here and another 10 here. So let's remove those with our ratchet. Okay, so I removed those 10 bolts in the bottom, 10mm bolts, see them down there. So when I swung it open, this whole thing's moving. So we got 1, 2, 3 Phillips heads that are holding it on the upper side of the dashboard here. So let's remove those as well. Alright, so after removing those 3 Phillips heads, it's held on by clips after you remove them, so it just hangs. Just, you know, just firmly pull straight down and it'll come down. So what we're trying to get to that. That's the factory amplifier for the audio system. Let's see. This is a line. It's just a clip. Pull that out. Yellow. Yellow plugs, just so you know, normally mean airbag systems. So let's try to be a little bit careful with this right here. Let's clip it on this side a little bit. Yeah. Yeah, so you just unclip it on the side. See? So we don't want to disconnect that. I mean, you could if you disconnect your battery. I don't have my battery disconnected. You can disconnect your battery or ground, and then you can unplug this if you want to. But as you saw, you can just unclip it. So glove box out the way. Put it on the driver's side or on the floor somewhere. Get out the way. And so all these leaves, if you have the same issue like I do, I just noticed this, in case you did not know. Ooh, it's broken. Might have to find a new one on eBay, a used one. So the reason why I'm getting all these leaves in here, I just noticed. So on these cars, on a lot of cars actually, there's something called a cabin air filter. This cabin air filter, what it does, it cleans the air for your air conditioning and your heater that comes from the outside to the inside. And I'm gonna replace that. So it's always good to know stuff like this. I learned this, years ago when I was working at Jiffy Lube. So yeah, so we'll replace that. This is essentially your blower motor that actually blows all the air and all that stuff. So you can see it's, this is, you don't want any dirty air coming into your car. So that's, this cover is supposed to keep everything in there. But since there is a broken clip, it probably fell off, and that's why I've got all these leaves and stuff in there. Anyways, we're not talking about that. We're here for this. This is the amplifier. This is a factory amplifier. Sorry about that. Not looking. So this is the factory amplifier. Let's see. So I'm gonna be linking. I'm gonna be linking where I'm getting my schematic from, which I think is called the 12volt.com. And basically what it's gonna do is gonna tell you the color codes of the wires that you're gonna need. Basically, front left, front right. Front left, front right, rear left, rear right speakers. And this cancels out the subwoofer, the factory subwoofer. Like I said, I'm gonna be adding a aftermarket, maybe like 1,000 watt or 800 watt, probably like 800 watt amplifier, and I will be installing a 10-inch on the deck, replacing the factory one. No modification needs to be done, just unbolt the stock one, put the new one on there, new 10-inch, and you're done. Fits right on there. So I'll be linking all these color codes. All right, guys. So basically, the wiring diagram from 24 volt and the wiring from modified wire, I think it's called. They're telling me different color codes. So what I did is I just went to my other car, because I did that one manually. I actually went and I checked voltage, depending on where I would find it. So I found out that I think modified it's a little bit better. So if you want, just follow what I'm doing instead of just going off the diagrams. I'll still link them in the bottom, but if you test them with a Tesla, you'll see that they're not really working. So basically just follow, I guess, what I'm doing here, and I'll show you where I'm at right now. So on the website, it's saying that one of them is saying that ground is gray on the vehicle harness, which is this one here. So when I connect it to my positive on the battery and I check the ground here, there's no ground. So then I go on a different website and it says that this is actually key on, meaning keyed 12 volt. So basically when you turn the key on, there's supposed to be volt there. And so I checked it like that, and yes, so this is gray on your vehicle harness behind the radio on the plug. That is 12 volt switched. So you want to tap your red from your aftermarket radio into that gray, and blue with a yellow stripe is constant 12 volt. That's for your memory. So when you turn off the car and your radio has, like, saved radio stations, or you're so far along on a certain song, so every time you turn on the car, it goes back to that. It's a memory. So that's what this yellow one is for. Also, if it's not connected, your aftermarket radio won't turn on. So these are the three mandatory. So red is a 12 volt switch, which means you turn the key on, and that's what powers on the radio. This keeps the memory intact, so saves all your memory. And black is ground. So on one website it said that gray was ground, which is not true. On the other website it says that brown is ground. There's one brown here, and when tested there was no ground there. So what I ended up just doing was I just ran an external ground. I didn't have any black cable, so I only had a green or red. So I ran a green cable As you can see, ran it to the top. You can, this is where I ran to. You can run it anywhere you want. So I just put a connector on there and just grounded it to this. I mean, this is all metal, so it's all grounded. So that's my ground. So again, runs across to the back of the dash. You won't even see it once the glove box is on. To there. Boom. Alright guys, so next up we're gonna start working on the speakers. Alright, so this is a chart that I made. So as you can see, front of the car, rear of the car. 1 FL. FL stands for front left. 2 equals front right. 3 is rear left. 4 is right rear. Okay, so what does that mean, right? So we need to run speaker wire. Speaker wire is positive and negative together. So we need to run 4 of those. From the back of the radio to the plug. One of these plugs just have to get disconnected, and that's where we're going to tap into the wire for the speakers. Alright, so all the wires are once you run all the wires all together, instead of running one by one and trying to figure out how it goes, you can do that, it's not a problem at all. But I'm just going to fish all of my wires through, and all of my wires are equal length, same color and everything, but I marked them. See, this one's 2, so I already know that 2 is going to be for my front right. And this cable right here says 1 mark. Let me see, come on, focus, guy. Oh, whatever, you know, there's a mark on there. You can barely see it, but it's there. Focus, right, you know, mark is right there. So yeah, so that's 1. That's gonna be my front left. It's gonna be that one. So that way I don't have to be, you know, what wires is, what wires that, and you know, so on and so forth. Some of these do come, some of these wires do come labeled. Unfortunately, not the speaker ones, but the radio does come with instructions, color coding each one. It tells you exactly what is it for. Okay, so we'll go through that. So let's get started on the wiring. I'll show you how that goes. Alright guys, so let me show you what I got as of now, because I'm about to put this radio in and bolt it down permanently. So alright, so let's start since the beginning. Alright, so the black cable on your new radio harness, remember I grounded it, goes to that green, and that green, you could, you know, if you have a self-tapping screw, you can bolt it onto that piece of metal there. Obviously not there, that's plastic. And well, the green cable, I ran it obviously to the side, across, and I bolted mine down. Let's clamp to my test light. I bolted it to there. You can bolt it to there, anything that's metal. So that's the ground. The positive, which is the red cable on your harness, goes to the gray. See, this is the plug. I cut the ones that I needed. So I cut the gray and the blue. So that's the gray that you need. So remember, red goes to gray, yellow, which is from your new radio plug. Yellow goes to blue. Well, blue with a yellow stripe. See that? And those 3 are your power ones, which is power, which is with the key. When you turn the key on, that's power. The black, which is ground, and the yellow is your memory, so that saves all your stations and all that stuff. Alright, so then your speakers are on your harness. Your new harness is purple, gray, white, and green. Remember those 4 cables I was talking about that you gotta run individually? So see, so those are it right there. 2 green, positive, negative. Purple, positive, negative, obviously. White, positive, negative, obviously. And the negative is marked with a line on each color. Positive would just be all solid. That's gray. Those are the ones that I ran fish through. You don't want to zip tie all this together. That I'm gonna run it across the top there, and I'm gonna figure out which are the speakers here. Unplug it, cut them, and tap into those. Also, this orange one, it's gonna say Illuminate Ill. You're gonna wanna. That's for pretty much when you turn on the lights. You know, when you turn on the headlights at night, you turn on your lights, or if they're automatic, that gives a signal to a radio, and that also dims down the radio. So your instrument cluster, your gauges, or whatever everything is gonna be, that's gonna dim down as well as your TV as well. All right, guys. So these are your speakers right here. They're actually on two different plugs. So there's two on one plug and two on the other, which are if you look at the amplifier, soft factory amplifier, are the lower ones. So one speaker is going to be pink and purple, the other one's going to be black and yellow, the other one's going to be light green and blue, and the other one's going to be white and red. And these are actually all tied together with a piece of tape. When you cut the tape off, must have threw it out. When you cut the tape off and you can see them, they actually come pre-taped as pairs. It's pretty cool. So that's how you know which ones are your speakers. Now, for the order, right now I'm videotaping on my phone, so I'm constantly stopping the video of me recording, looking at the schematic on 12volt.com. But I will link it on the bottom. That way you know which one's front left, front rear, whatever. If I remember correctly, I think that's front left, front right. I'm sorry, front left, front right. Correction, sorry, I'm mixing it up. Pink and purple is front left. Green and blue is front right. Rear left is black and yellow, and rear right is white and red. Yeah, just look at the link at the bottom. I might be wrong, but just look at it, and you'll go from there. Alright guys, so pretty much done with the installation. Well, at least with the wiring. So I connected everything went well. Like I said, I'll link the description to the wiring in the bottom. Just follow regarding the power. The negative, you gotta ground it out to your chassis somewhere. If you need some more information, go ahead and comment on the bottom. Oh, and please, if you can, I'm just starting out this channel right now. This is probably maybe my third, fourth video. But yeah, if you can, like and subscribe. Like and subscribe. There we go. Yeah, like and subscribe. I'll be making a lot more videos. Not just, I don't right now. I'm kind of, focusing on just the audio on this car. I'm, very excited. This car is gonna go. I'm not gonna do a build on it. Maybe farther down the line. I mean, the car needs tires, so maybe some replica wheels. I'm not gonna spend any crazy amount of money on wheels like I did on my other car. Maybe some cheap replica Chinese wheels. Maybe lower a little bit. I drove it today, and then suspension is kind of clunky and bottoming out in the rear, so it does need shocks. If I can find some cheap shocks, or if anybody wants to sponsor me. But yeah, so maybe just easy stuff. Just sorry, I live on a main street, so a lot of cars passing by. So yeah, basically just maybe lower some nice wheels. I need the car tint. I feel like a fish in a fishbowl here, so the car does need tint. Maybe a TTE lip replica as well. I really don't want to spend money on this car. Just something a nice daily. That's what I want. I got my wide body Lexus that I'll be working on as well. But yeah, let me just show you where we're at now with the install, what the screen looks like. So that's what the screen looks like on Bluetooth mode. I would let you hear it, but due to monetization, I want to get monetized eventually. It will not let me since the song is copyright. But yeah, I mean, you see, it's very well thought out. When you turn on the lights, the little card does also turn on the lights as well, which is kind of cool, I guess. But yeah, I mean, Bluetooth, you got your phone, you can stream, you can go down to, phone, stuff like that. These are all some of your apps. It does run Google Maps, radio, obviously, Chrome, stuff like that, calculator. Like I said, this essentially it's an Android phone essentially. Play Store, YouTube, stuff like that. Um, you know what? Actually, let's see. YouTube. I don't remember. I mean, it's showing that's on Wi-Fi. You know what? I might have not connected it to my Wi-Fi yet. I don't think I have. It would have popped up by now. It's taking way too long. So yeah, I need to connect it to my Wi-Fi. Android settings. Go to settings. Huh, looks familiar, just like a tablet. So Wi-Fi, yeah, it is connected. I guess my Wi-Fi is just pretty slow, I guess. But yeah, I mean, it's pretty cool. You know, you can download apps and stuff like that. You have the Play Store. You go to the Play Store, and that's where you download all your apps, just like an Android phone. Apple users is just like an Apple Store. Not sure why it's taking long. I'm not sure. Oh, that's right. I do need to do the update on it. That's why it's taking long. So when you originally get it, it's gonna ask you for an update. I press skip. The manufacturer does tell you to do the update, or it's not gonna work until you do that update. So I gotta do the update. As soon as I update it, I'll do a video on that. But for now, I did test the Bluetooth. Bluetooth is working out. Music, whatever. It does come with the wires for USBs, two USBs. In case you want to connect like your stuff on there. It did come with backup camera, but you know, judging by how the sun looks on my hand, you know, it's already starting to get not dark, but you know, sun's starting to go down. It's time to go spend some time with the family. But yeah, you can see how I did my connections right there. Zip tight everything. It runs all the way to the back of the radio. There's the ground as well, right to the back of the radio. So yeah, so all there is to do right now is just put the glove box back in, click that bottom piece back in. I gotta run to AutoZone right now and get a filter for that. I'll order the cover on eBay. I'm pretty sure I'll find a used one somewhere or in junkyard. And I still gotta shave this piece. I still gotta shave down the ashtray to fit in here. But I'll do a video at the end how everything looks, and then I'll have one of my. I'll download a song that doesn't have copyrights that, you know, I can play in here. All right, guys. Well, thanks again for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share with your friends. You know, anybody who wants to do a gs300 audio system in here, leave a comment. Leave a comment at the bottom. I'm very quick to reply. Also, if you guys want to follow me on social media, I am on Instagram under gs_Rick, RICK. So that's gs_Rick. So I do a lot of builds right there as well, and you know, there we go from there. So yeah, thank you for watching, and I'll catch you guys on the next video.